with Cecilia and Sesay every Thursday 5 to 6 p.m. on Freetown Television Network, Channel 35, as I bring you interesting stories and topics around youth world. As young people, we go through so many challenges, difficulties, and some tough situations that seem to be stumbling block to us achieving our goal. Oh yes, I know it's happening because I am a youth. But hey, in the midst of all those trials and others, we still have that young and vibrant brain that thinks about creativity, innovation, education, and entertainment. And for far too long, you have been looking for that platform to showcase all those things. Oh well, here is the platform that gives you the opportunity to voice out the problems that are affecting you in your society and to showcase your talents and innovative skills. Join the conversation on Youth Arena with Cecilia and Sesay every Thursday 5 to 6 p.m. on Freetown Television Network, Channel 35, as I bring you interesting stories and topics around youth world. As young people, we go through so many challenges, difficulties, and some tough situations that seem to be stumbling block to us achieving our goal. Oh yes, I know it's happening because I am a youth. But hey, in the midst of all those trials and others, we still have that young and vibrant brain that thinks about creativity, innovation, education, and entertainment. And for far too long, you have been looking for that platform to showcase all those things. Oh well, here is the platform that gives you the opportunity to voice out the problems that are affecting you in your society and to showcase your talents and innovative skills. Join the conversation on Youth Arena with Cecilia and Sesay every Thursday 5 to 6 p.m. on Freetown Television Network, Channel 35, as I bring you interesting stories and topics around youth world. As young people, we go through so many challenges, difficulties, and some tough situations that seem to be stumbling block to us achieving our goal. Oh yes, I know it's happening because I am a youth. But hey, in the midst of all those trials and others, we still have that young and vibrant brain that thinks about creativity, innovation, education, and entertainment. And for far too long, you have been looking for that platform to showcase all those things. Oh well, here is the platform that gives you the opportunity to voice out the problems that are affecting you in your society and to showcase your talents and innovative skills. Join the conversation on Youth Arena with Cecilia and Sesay every Thursday 5 to 6 p.m. on Freetown Television Network, Channel 35, as I bring you interesting stories and topics around youth world. As young people, we go through so many challenges, difficulties, and some tough situations that seem to be stumbling block to us achieving our goal. Oh yes, I know it's happening because I am a youth. But hey, in the midst of all those trials and others, we still have that young and vibrant brain that thinks about creativity, innovation, education, and topics around youth world. As young people, we go through so many challenges, difficulties, and some tough situations that seem to be stumbling block to us achieving our goal. Oh yes, I know it's happening because I am a youth. But hey, in the midst of all those trials and others, we still have that young and vibrant brain that thinks about creativity, innovation, education, and entertainment. And for far too long, you have been looking for that platform to showcase all those things. Oh well, Here is a platform that gives you the opportunity to voice out the problems that are affecting you in your society and to showcase your talents and innovative skills. Join the conversation on Youth Arena with Cecilia and Sesay every Thursday 5 to 6 p.m. on Freetown Television Network, Channel 35, as I bring you interesting stories and topics around youth world. As young people, we go through so many. Good evening and welcome to Youth Arena live on Freetown Television Network, Channel 35, and on Freetown Radio 90.5 FM. As always, Youth Arena is the program that looks into and discusses issues affecting young people in society, ranging from social, emotional, political, and economic problems in society. In Youth Arena, we educate, inspire, motivate, and entertain young people in society. Stay tuned. This is Youth Arena. We'll be right back. Challenges, difficulties, and some tough situations that seem to be stumbling block to us achieving our goal. Oh yes, I know it's happening because I am a youth. But hey, in the midst of all those trials and others, we still have that young and vibrant brain that thinks about creativity, innovation, education, and entertainment. And for far too long, you have been looking for that platform to showcase all those things. Oh well, here is the platform that gives you the opportunity to voice out the problems that are affecting you in your society and to showcase your talents and innovative skills. Join the conversation on Youth Arena with Cecilia and Sesay every Thursday 5 to 6 p.m. on Freetown Television Network, Channel 35, as I bring you interesting stories and topics around youth world. As young people, we go through so many challenges, difficulties, and some tough situations that seem to be stumbling block to us achieving our goal. Oh yes, I know it's happening because I am a youth. But hey, in the midst of all those trials. Welcome back. This is Youth Arena, and I am your host, Cecilia and Sesay. Today in Youth Arena, we are going to be discussing the effects of depression on young people. What is depression? Depression is a common and serious medical illness that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think, and how you act. Sometimes you just feel sad. You lose interest in activities you once have pleasure in. You feel guilty and you feel worthless. That is depression. Globally, it is estimated that every year, out of every 6 people, 1 person would experience depression at some point in their lives. But more often, women are more vulnerable to depression in society. To know more about depression today, I have with me 2 guests in the studio, one from the Sierra Leone Psychiatric and Teaching Hospital, who is Dr. Blaima from the Sierra Leone Psychiatric Hospital. Dr. Blaima, good evening and welcome to you.
Good evening. Actually, I am a psychiatric nurse, and welcome to viewers.
Okay. I also have with me a young lady who's here to share with you her experience of being in that situation wherein she aided people through times of depression, and she's here to share with us her story and how people explain to her about depression, how she has been helping young people to go through depression and overcome it. Good evening and welcome to the program, Mariam Sahid.
Good evening, Cecilia Alice. Thank you for inviting me here.
Thank you so much. So today I am going to start with Mariam Sahid. Now, as a young person, have you ever been depressed?
Yeah, basically, like I told you the last time, this is something that I did a research on. And being that I knew exactly what the symptoms and signs of depression was, then I knew that this is something that I experienced. And the last time I was telling you that there are youths out there that are depressed. And on several occasions, room with women and even boys, and they explain to you the problems they're going through. Because I did a research on it, because I read, and based on statistics, 240,000 Sierra Leoneans yearly go through depression. And on several occasions I've gone through this process and I've helped these people come out of it. The last time I told you about Fatu. Fatu was a lady that I met at a hospital. She was there, she went to give birth to her child, but Fatu, after giving birth to her child, she turned her face to the wall. Fatu was there for almost 3 hours. She didn't look at her child and nothing. And I was like, hey nurse, what's wrong with this lady? I've been sitting here waiting for a doctor to see a doctor, and this lady has been lying there for 3 good hours, hearing her child crying and not responding to the child. And the nurse was like, oh, this is Fatu, and Fatu has been here for almost 5 hours now. She gave birth 2 hours ago, and she gave birth since this morning, and she's been lying here for the past 3 hours without looking at her child and nothing. And I went to meet Fatu, and I was like, hey, what's wrong with you? And she was like, oh, I hate myself. I got pregnant at the age of 16 years. I was like, okay, that's normal. Though it's not normal because no mother will want her child to get pregnant at that age, but no child should be thrown out of home because she got pregnant at the age of 16. One, I would say the mother and the father failed her because they should have been in the position to guide Fatu. And because they didn't guide Fatu, because Fatu listened to her peers, because Fatu experienced a lot of things that pushed her to doing things that she might have not wanted to do, but she did it. And Fatu got pregnant. Now, who pushed Fatu to getting depressed? Her mother. Fatu had been thrown out of her house, and now Fatu lives on the street. Fatu thinks that her child is responsible for whatever she's going through, and now she even wants to kill her child. I was like, okay. Then I took some minutes and went back to the nurse, and I was like, can I see a doctor? And they gave me a chance to see the doctor. And I asked the doctor, what do you think is going on with Fatu? And I explained what Fatu told me. And she was like, Fatu is going through a process that we call postpartum depression. And I was like, what's that? Though I read about it, but I wanted to know if the doctor there knows exactly what is going on with Fatu, and why are they allowing Fatu to lie there without giving her assistance. And she's like, oh, Fatu thinks that her child is the reason why she's out here lying there with no mom, no dad, nobody to console, not even friends, because now even the friends think Fatu have failed, and because they think Fatu have failed, everybody's pushing away from Fatu. One thing that could have happened to Fatu could have just killed herself. But then I went back to Fatu and I told Fatu that, you see, what can we do about this? And she was like, oh, I don't know. Can I talk to your mom? And she was like, oh no, please don't do that. My mom will be really angry, and my dad has paid for me my school, and now I'm in from SS3, yes, and Fatu was depressed. And because she was depressed and had nobody to talk to, she thought she's worthless. She thought she has failed the society. She thought she has failed as a girl child who is expected to be in the university in the next 2-3 years to come.
So Maya, are you saying that sometimes parents might be responsible?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Parents can be responsible for a child being depressed.
How?
Because now let's look at Fatu's situation. I believe that a father should be there in some situations where a father should be the first man in a child's life who should teach a child how she needs to be treated. Because her father failed her, because her father didn't give her the opportunity to love him as her first love, he didn't give her the chance to realize that this is how I am supposed to be treated. Fatu seek love outside.
Okay. So this is where I bring you in, Mr. Kekua Raima. Medically, what is depression?
Well, actually, depression is a mood disorder. That is how it's been described. A in mental health terms. It's a mood disorder, which means when you're depressed, and it is so many degrees, so many levels of changes in your mood. You can be irritable, you cannot sleep, you can put up fights, you may not want to talk to anybody, you can want to be very lonely, and so on and so forth. So, in conclusion, depression is a mood disorder, and it affects your mood. Because in mood, you can be either happy, or sad, or glad, or joyous. But when you have depressed, it means you're very, very low mood that goes beyond the normal sadness. So that is why depression is a mood disorder.
So, doctor, in Sierra Leone, you notice that for depression, it seems normal to everyone. You just feel like I'm stressed up and I can work on it. Working with the Sierra Leone Psychiatric Hospital, how often do you have patients going there to be treated for depression?
If you are going along the ladder, if you are stressed, that is normal. It is normal for somebody to be stressed. But when you go beyond the level of stress and the level of sadness that warrants you to seek medical attention, then that tells you you are no more stressed, you are beyond stress, and you are even depressed. So, and to come to the second question, we see, as my colleague rightly said, we see a couple of patients in there who go in for various forms of depression. Some go for postpartum psychosis or puerperal blues, as they call it, or maternal blues. Some go for what we call exogenous depression. Exogenous depression means depression that has occurred to them outside, that they cannot control, as you rightly said. Somebody is there, father is not taking care of her, she's gone out, she's gone to live her own life, and now because of the external factor, which is her father, she become depressed. And then you have what we call the endogenous depression. That is, it's come with him. It could be genetic, it could be hereditary, it could be one form of chemical imbalance. So as you can see, depression comes in various ways. But of course, we do see patients with depression at the hospital.
Okay. It seems baffling between depression and stress, because the signs and symptoms might be similar. When you're stressed, of course, you'll be thinking of all sort of things. Same thing goes to depression. So how can we differentiate between depression to that of stress?
As I earlier on told you, stress is a normal occurrence. If you say you are not stressed, then you are not a living human being. You must be stressed along your life. You must be stressed day to day. You must be stressed one way or the other. But of course, yes, you could be down, you don't want to talk to anybody, you feel sad to a certain extent, you feel dejected, you feel the world is not fit for you to live, you want to end it all. Yes, but of course, you can use your innermost resources, okay, to fight this stress. But when it goes beyond the extent that you need outside help, you need medical attention, you need counseling, or you need psychotherapy, you don't call that stress anymore. It becomes a mood disorder, because you are not able, your innermost resources are not being able to cope with the stress, because naturally you are supposed to actually cope with that stress at that particular level. But when it goes beyond, when the threshold gets higher, then you say you are depressed, and depression is a mood disorder. So all your mood changes, everything about you changes, how you think, how you behave, how you perceive, how you relate to people, all changes. And that shows people, even the outside world will now know that, look, this man is not stressed anymore, or this woman is not stressed anymore. He or she is depressed, he needs help. So this is the difference between to be stressed, which is normal, and you can overcome it, and then to be depressed, which goes beyond, the threshold is even higher than stress, because it is out of your own control now to manage it. So you need other people's help to manage it. That's the difference.
So Mariam, over to you again. Away from Fatu's story, personally as a young person, because according to research, at some point in time in your life, as long as you're a young person, you are bound to be depressed. Have you ever been depressed?
Oh, yes, like I told you earlier. I have been depressed on several occasions. As a young girl, a young Sierra Leonean, brought up Gambian, and I've gone through a lot. Like one thing that I think can be really stressful is coming back to Sierra Leone, having to leave the whole life where definitely I had friends, childhood friends, but it was like 6, 7, almost 9 years and it was gone. Then I had to come back to see how I can build a whole life again. Nobody to talk to, nobody to relate to, as okay, now I'm going through my personal problems but I have nobody to talk to. So how can I get out of this?
What were some of the things you went through?
Like I said, I had a lot of problems that I went through. I constantly felt like, oh, I need to go back. Oh, maybe I'm not the kind of person everybody will want to come close to. Then I realized that I had to move out of the box. Then I realized that this is a constant thinking that I had that has been disturbing me. This is something that I believe say, oh, because I'm here and nobody's looking at me, nobody's talking to me, then I'm worthless. But it wasn't the case. The case was like, because I had a thought, because I was constantly thinking about it, it already gripped me and it had me locked up. And there was no way I could get out of it unless I stepped out of the house, unless I found people that I can talk to. Then I realized that, okay, now depression is not something that is fixed on you. It's something that you yourself bring upon yourself.
So you were able to identify that this is depression?
Yes, indeed.
Because sometimes even when people are depressed, they don't feel like it's depression. They just feel it's a normal stress. Young people are unable to identify depression. Even when I came up with such topic, a lot of people were asking me when the flyers were out, what are you going to talk about depression? Because most people don't know that it's a medical illness. So how were you able to identify that as?
Like I told you, I'm the kind of person, everybody says I'm glued to my phone and they're like, oh, this picky had to like a phone. But definitely that's not it. I'm always on my phone and I'm on the internet trying to find a way to read everything that I see. And one day I came across a post. That's when they asked me to do a research on the topic, I decided to take depression because I knew that this is something I've read about then. Then one thing some people don't know, depression causes a lot of things. One, even reduction in sexual desire, depression can cause it. You'll be talking to people or coming to in a room and I don't know you. And boom, I'm telling you about my whole problems. I'm telling you about my personal problems. Someone that I don't even know. Everybody will be saying that, oh, this bikini are not well. This bikini is crazy. Like everybody will be saying, this person is crazy. But that's not it. Have you thought like what's going on with this person? Maybe they have something that's bothering them. Like I was talking to nurse a few minutes ago outside, and I was telling him that some people don't even know what they're going through and they just need someone to talk to because they are caged. They've set themselves round in a world where they cannot break through. And this I can tell you, after reading that, Alice, I decided that maybe I need to stop thinking that I'm worthless. Maybe I need to stop thinking that I'm too fat. That was what I was thinking then, and it really did affect me because I was like, I'm not beautiful enough to step out of there. And several posts out there, some people might see social media as a negative way of impacting people's life, but in my own way, it did impact in a positive manner because most of the things that I touched, and I picked the positive aspect out of it and left the negative there.
Okay.
And that's really helped me. That has helped me several times, and I'm here and I'm helping other people out there who are going through depression. You see some kids, they've left their village, they're here in college, nobody to talk to, nobody to assist them. And even your partner can push you to being depressed. Constantly telling you, oh, you're not worthy, you're not productive. And trust me, Cecilia, you put that in your head, that will cause you to be depressed. Instead of using it to fight back and say, okay, this I can do it, you put it and constantly be thinking about it, it's really going to disturb you. And that's what causes depression. It's the constant thoughts that you think that causes depression. And if you feel weak, trust me, you can feel weak and just step out of it. But constantly thinking about it, feeling weak, staying indoors, that's depression, definitely.
Okay. Thank you very much. This is Youth Arena on Freetown Television Network, channel 35, and on Freetown Radio 90.5 FM. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Others, we still have that young and vibrant brain that thinks about creativity, innovation, education, and entertainment. And for far too long, you have been looking for that platform to showcase all those things. Oh well, here is the platform that gives you the opportunity to voice out the problems that are affecting you in your society and to showcase your talent and innovative skills. Join the conversation on Youth Arena with Cecilia and Sesay every Thursday 5 to 6 p.m. on Freetown Television Network, channel 35, as I bring you interesting stories and talk.
Rokel Commercial Bank, now we come bank na salon.
Rokel Commercial Bank, when are the best bank na the country. One for making customer then gets the best of banking service with the Rokel SIM couple now listing. Rokel Commercial Bank, one for make all the customer then know say the bank they begin do raffle draw. We say plenty customers them where they use the bank in service like the Rokel SIM couple for biting them and save for send money from one Rokel Commercial Bank account to other Rokel Commercial Bank accounts across the country with any of the agents then. You will get chance for win big thing them like fan, bedroom fridge, mobile phone, race bag, plasma TV, and safe you will get chance for win cash prize. So what you dey wait for? If you no get account with the bank, now for rush now and go and open one. So you self no go left behind by this wonderful raffle draw where the Rokel Commercial Bank when are the best bank in the country they begin. If you get account, now for begin for use the Rokel SIM couple for biting them from any shop. Wusai you see the Rokel SIM couple merchant or you send money from any Rokel Commercial Bank to other Rokel Commercial Bank accounts across the country. Then where go take place na television and radio and safe it will happen at the end of every month. Now for come and join Rokel Commercial Bank so yourself no go left behind by this wonderful package we then get for now. Rokel Commercial Bank, the bank of choice.
As young people, we go through so many challenges, difficulties, and some tough situations that seem to be stumbling block to us achieving our goal. Oh yes, I know it's happening because I am a youth. But hey, in the midst of all those trials and others, we still have that young and vibrant brain that thinks about creativity, innovation, education, and entertainment. And for far too long, you have been looking for that platform to showcase all those things. Oh well, here is the platform that gives you the opportunity to voice out the problems that are affecting you in your society and to showcase your talent and innovative skills. Join the conversation on Youth Arena with Cecilia and Sesay every Thursday 5 to 6 p.m. on Freetown Television Network, channel 35, as I bring you interesting stories and topics around youth world. As young people, we go through so many challenges, difficulties, and some tough situations that seem to be stumbling block to us achieving our goal. Oh yes, I know it's happening because I am a youth. But hey, welcome back. This is Youth Arena on Freetown Television Network, channel 35, and on Freetown Radio 90.5 FM. I am Cecilia and Sesay, and in the studio we have been talking about depression. And we've been joined in the studio by another guest who is Amit C. Jallo, the CEO of Here the Sierra Leone and the National Coordinator of the Sierra Leone National Youth Action Network. Good evening and welcome to Youth Arena, Amit.
Good evening, Madam Cecilia. Thank you for having me.
So we are going to continue with the discussion in Youth Arena. Now, Mr. Bremer, let's now talk about the causes of depression.
Okay, thank you very much. In scientific terms or in mental health terms, we normally say the causes of depression is unknown, and that means idiopathic, which means it is not known. Okay, but of course there are other proportions, there are other discoveries that science has gone to that find out that depression could be caused by so and so and so factors. First of all, depression could be inherited, so it's an inherited problem. So heredity plays a lot in depression. All right. Of course, depression could also be caused by external factors. Okay, you are out there, you can't feed yourself, you are down, you are out, almost nowhere to turn to, nobody to lean your head to, and so on and so forth. So this also environmental factors could also cause depression. All right. Emotional factors. If you are emotionally abused, for example, you have a wife at home, you have a husband at home, and you are not living in peace, you are always worrying like cats and dogs, always at each other's neck, peace is not at home. So emotionally, it can cause depression. Of course, if you are physically battered, so depression is cut across. So physically, if you are being battered, you are seen as worthless, you are seen as useless, and so on and so forth. So these all of the causes could cause depression. But of course, as I told you earlier on, it is either exogenous, which means outside factors, or endogenous, which means inside factors, which could be hereditary. Outside factors could be being battered, being looked less upon, not being encouraged, being deprived, both emotionally and physically. So these are some of the causes of depression.
Okay, so what's the cure of depression?
Well, when it has gone to the level of depression, when it has gone to the level of a mood disorder, and it has even gone to the level of psychotic depression, because we have what we call depression, which is just an ordinary mood disorder, and then we have what we call psychotic depression. Of course, we mentioned earlier on what we call postpartum depression, which means immediately a lady gives birth to a child, during the first 14 days, she gets depressed. She may not want to see the child. She may even want to strangle that child to kill her, to kill the child, because if she feels the child has been the problem of her marital disharmony. So as you can see, this is a spectrum of depression. But of course, there are various ways you address depression. You can address it chemically with chemical agent, which is medication. You can address it through talking, counseling. You can address it through psychotherapy, which is much more above it. So as you can see, it's a multi-pronged approach in terms of depression, because of course, you will start with medication first, because you cannot go and talk to somebody that is already thinking about killing himself, feeling worthless, they don't want to eat, just alone to himself, with his spells, crying, and everything about that person is negative. He has negative thoughts about him or her. So what you do first is you try and stabilize that person with antidepressants, then after which you can now come in with talk therapy, which can either be counseling or psychotherapy.
Okay, we did 2 interviews with 2 young people who shared with us their experience of depression. So now viewers, let's have a look at that. In the midst of all those trials and others, we still have that young and vibrant brain that thinks about creativity, innovation.
Of course, yes, I've come across that before. And depression of itself, we know it's a natural phenomenon, which no matter what you do in your life, you must be depressed. These are natural things you cannot avoid. Well, in terms of my experience over the years, I've experienced odd things about depression, which of itself, it's odd when we talk about depression. Because when you are depressed, most time you find it very difficult to even respond to certain things which are more valuable in your life, respond to issues which are more important, as you know, our daily activities. You must be distracted in some time, except it has to be you are motivated by someone around you, or you are that kind of connect certain things which you can use to take off your mind on those things which must have been affecting you over the years or over time. Well, depression most time comes about as a result of you being stressed. And we all know have a negative effect of when you are stressed. You understand? It must affect you emotionally, which dampens your emotion most time. Let's say, for instance, you have that kind of high tension about examination. If you are too over tension about examination, sometimes you put yourself in a very stressed mood. And when you are in a very stressed mood, it takes your attention on things which are very much important to you. So
as young people, we go through so many challenges, difficulties, and some tough situations that seem to be stumbling block to us achieving our goal. Oh yes, I know it's happening because I am a youth. But hey, in the midst of all those trials and others, we still have that young and vibrant brain that thinks about creativity, innovation, education, and entertainment. And for far too long, you have been looking for that platform to showcase all those things. Oh well, here is the platform that gives you the opportunity to voice out the problems that are affecting you in your society and to showcase your talents and innovative skills. Join the conversation on Youth Arena with Cecilia and Sesay every Thursday. Okay, welcome back. This is Youth Arena, and what you've been watching is the piece of interview of young people expressing how they have been feeling when they're depressed and what they've been doing to overcome depression. Now we continue the program. Over to you, Amit. As a climate ambassador, the International Day of Teeth is to commence on the 21st March. What is your organization preparing to do, or what do you plan to do to commemorate that day?
Thank you so much, Cecilia. And our organization is called YADO, which stands for Youth Action for Relentless Development Organization. And we are partnering with the Sierra Leone Youth Climate Action Network, which is a body of CSOs, of young people who have come together to help eradicate the impact of climate change through climate education. So internationally, there is this day they call March 21st, which is commemorated by the United Nations as the International Day of Tree. It was adopted in November 28, 2012. Yeah. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to educate the public about the impact of trees. Yeah. So first of all, people really know the importance of trees to our life. Not that maybe they are not concerned, but probably because we have more pressing issues. Yeah. So what we are trying to do, at first we are trying to partner with City Council to have a big rally around Freetown, which was about to attract over 1,000 young people to voice out issue of deforestation, which is rampant around Freetown. Not only Freetown, but Sierra Leone as a whole. Because based on statistics, from 1990 to 2010, according to a UNFAO report, Sierra Leone have lost about 12.8% of our tree cover. Yeah. So, but because of this coronavirus, there has been a change of plan. But as young people, we don't want to allow the day to go uncelebrated. So we are trying to raise awareness. So this is what we are going to do now. We are coming up with an event which we are trying to do at Songo Village by Waterloo. So the event will have two activities. The first activity, we are trying to attract probably less than 30 farmers whom will be trained on climate smart agriculture. Yeah, because why we are trying to train these farmers on climate smart agriculture is because there is what we call shifting cultivation, especially in these villages. People who tend to plant here this year, the next year they move to another place to plant again. And we know some of the causes of deforestation, like for example, there is expansion of human settlement, there is mining, quarrying, and there is charcoal production, timber logging, and there is farming, which is shifting cultivation. So what we are trying to do now is to bring these farmers together in a smaller number, since there is no above 100 people together gathering. So we are trying to bring at least 30 people together, farmers, whom will be trained on climate smart agriculture, on production of compost manure. We don't need to plant here this year go to another location the following year and cut down trees. So they can use the same piece of land for over a period of 10 years as long as the soil is well maintained. So this is what we are trying to do. That's one of the activity. The second activity, we are having trees which we are working with the school called Church of God at Songo. So we are trying to bring the people together so we can engage in tree planting. It is about inspiring these young leaders to take tree as part of their life, because we all know the importance of trees. Yeah. So like people most often overlook trees, but based on the scientific evidence of trees, we can't live without trees. Yeah. I mean, we know for one reason, trees supply us with oxygen, which we use to breathe, and trees help in water retention, which is the source of our drinking water, and trees also help in how can I say it, in the mitigation of land, because if the soil is not compact, for example what is happening around Freetown, I mean trees have been cut down and the soil has lost composure, which will cause havoc and damages. So the importance of trees are many, so as young people we are just trying to come around other young people and trying to rally a voice around how to stop deforestation and how best we can plant more trees. Yeah.
So do you plan to do the two activities on the same day, or?
Yes, on the same day, the 21st of March. So what we are going to do, we are having the first activity which will take about an hour. We will have these farmers assembled together. We have an hour training program. From there we move on to the second program. The program is about to start at 9, so probably by 10 we are finished with the training, and we move on to the next activity, which is the tree planting, which will take about an hour because we are targeting 100 trees.
Okay. So how do you plan to share those trees to be planted in different areas, or do you have specific area right now where you want to plant those trees?
Okay, like first of all, we have identified like there is a mosque and there is a church and there is a school. So why we are bringing these three sectors together is because like the school, they are young people, so we are trying to build up this leadership in them so they could take tree planting as part of their life. Without Yado, without Slycan, the following year they should be planting trees on their own. Yeah. So we have identified particular trees like mango tree, cashew, which we plant. So these trees will in turn give them shades, will in turn give them fruits as well at the school premises. So we are engaging the religious centers because traditionally when they go back, or religiously when they go back to the Bible, it was said before God created man, he has already created the garden. And what was in the garden? We have trees, fruits and all sorts of things. Yeah. So we are trying to build the concept, we are trying to bring up around religious leaders, because people tend to listen to them more often, so they could see the benefit of trees and they will talk to their followers, the congregation, so that we engage more in tree planting activities.
Okay. So in your organization, what's the estimates people you have together, young people that will be coming together to stage that occasion? Yeah,
well basically because of the corona issue around the country, as of now there has been a restriction on the amount of people to gather at a particular time. So we intended to do about 3,000 young people together nationwide, but for now, since we are only targeting Songo village, we are estimating about 50 people. Yeah.
So over to you, Mr. Well. What can you say to people who feel depressed and they are going through depression, but they can't identify it, and they haven't been going to the psychiatric hospital to get cured, but they've been sitting at home injuring themselves?
Well, interestingly, according to the CDC or according to the WHO, depression is one of the leading causes of death. So if you are depressed and you don't seek help, you are in your home suffering, okay? And some of the symptoms, of course, of depression are so glaring for somebody else to see if that person wants to help you. Or if not, if you are in that room on your own, closed, you can either unintentionally gain weight, there is self-condemnation sometimes, you want to end it all, you blame yourself. You, of course, as my sister earlier on said, there is low sexual libido. Okay, you get very irritable at times. Your sleep pattern is disturbed. These are all symptoms, and if it continues unabated and if it continues unaddressed, the end result will be for that person to even take up their life. And mind you, when these people are depressed, because they have low energy, because they cannot think quite well, because they cannot move outside the box to go and seek help, they will stay indoors and then suffer in silence. By the time you see them, or by the time you identify them, it may be too late.
Okay, the Sierra Leone Psychiatric Teaching Hospital, is it always open, or when do you close down or something?
Well, interestingly, because of this scary COVID-19 virus hovering around Sierra Leone, because it's not yet in Nigeria, it's in Guinea, what we decided is, one, we do not encourage too much visitors into the hospital. If you have your patient, you encourage at least one visitor per time, and you have to give a good reason why you are visiting the hospital. You know this thing is spread through droplets, not through touch. So you can stay even towards the mirror there, and then if you cough it and then you get it. Of course, we have not had it yet. And then another thing to put in place is to make sure we have hand wash stations. So whenever you enter that hospital, if you enter the hospital 10 times, whether you are a nurse, whether you are a visitor, whether you are a doctor, you have to wash your hands with soap and water, or you use alcohol-based sanitizers. And what we've also done is we make sure that no patient is admitted after 6 p.m. Because after 6 p.m., what happens? We will not be able to see your physical features that much to know if you have some of these signs. And if you enter in there and then start coughing or start sneezing, by the time we come in the morning, it will have been too late. So these are some of the things we put in place to make sure we ourselves are protected, because you have to protect yourself first. As a caregiver, if you are not protected, how can you protect someone else? So these are some of the things we put in place for this.
So is it free buses, or you have fees that people pay?
No, we are the first in Sierra Leone to maintain and to institute free health care. We are not part of free health care, but the Sierra Leone Psychiatric Hospital has always been free since its inception. What you only do is you get some basic things for your relative that are not available, like toiletries if they are not available. If at most, which is not even possible now because we have all the drugs, when we do not have specialized drugs we need to treat you, we will have you go and get it in town. But for now, thanks to Partners in Health, International NGO, we have almost all the drugs we need in the hospital. And I want to tell people that the hospital is free, and the hospital has transformed. You can go and see for yourself that transformed from something that used to be like a dungeon to something like it used to be like a dwelling house, because everything in India now is up to date. We have water, we have good beds, we have, each walls have plasma television, we have fans, we have pipe-borne water, we have flush toilets, which used to be chambers. So as you can see, we've moved, and presently as I'm talking, the transformation is going on. So by the time you visit there, you wonder if it was Kisi Mental Hospital.
So how long does it take one to overcome depression to be cured?
That may depend on your genetic makeup. Yes. And that may depend on how fast you respond to the treatment. If they are giving you treatment and you are deliberately trying to hide it and pretending as if you are taking it, then you will stay long in the hospital for treatment. But if you believe you are in the hospital to take treatment for your depression, I think you will stay long, and then you will go back, because depression is one of the leading causes of disability. Because if you are depressed, you may not walk, you may not find food for your loved ones, so you may just be there. Even you will suffer in silence. So the faster you respond, the faster you understand that depression is here and you need to take medication to build up your resistance so that you get better, the easier it will be for you to get discharged.
Okay, so Abby, what's your final word to your fellow youth out there about climate change and why it is necessary for them to involve in climate change activities and serve as an ambassador for climate change?
Thank you very much. Like I always say, if I am 78 years of age, I won't be bothered because I have lived the best of my life. But I mean, as young people, we are the future. And climate change is very real. We are seeing what is happening around the world. We don't have to sit and wait until it happens in Sierra Leone before we take action. So as young people, it is our responsibility to act now before it is too late. Yeah. So my advice for young people out there is to, one way they can do is to act as ambassadors in their various communities. I mean, try to look at environmental issues of concern to you and try to help and try to act on them. Yeah. If you can plant a tree because according to IPCC, which is the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, one of the best method to mitigate climate change is by planting a tree. Yeah, so planting a tree is one of the simplest way you can contribute as a young person to help mitigate climate change. So my advice to all young people out there is plant a tree.
So please throw some light about the event, where it's taking place, the time, so that people will know about the event this Saturday.
Okay, the event will happen at Songo Village, that is by Waterloo, and it is this coming Saturday, which is the 21st March, which happens to be the International Day of Trees. Some people call it World Forest Day, and it is happening at starting at 9 o'clock, and probably by 1 o'clock the program will be over.
Okay, so Mr. Brema, your final word to viewers out there?
Viewers, I want to tell you that depression affects everybody, older adults, younger adults, youth, adolescents, children, even as young as 3 to 5 years of age could be affected by depression. But the main watchword is early detection will lead to prompt treatment. So I want us all to make sure we identify people that are depressed and we see how best to access the treatment at the Sierra Leone Psychiatric Hospital so that they get better and then they go back to work. Because depression will even lead to poor work output, and that will even affect the nation as a whole.
Okay, thank you very much for being with us in the studio, and thanks to all our viewers for watching. And you can always watch any of our episodes on Facebook page by FTN News, or you go to our YouTube channel, Youth Arena Sierra Leone. You can always watch any of them and comment on any of our programs. And many thanks to our studio person, control room, Ebenezer and Peter, and thanks to our producer Crispin George, and to my makeup artist Posh Corey and Francis Lamine. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks to our CEO for giving the young people the platform to express themselves. And as a young person, we advise you all, if you're going through any stress, you're going through depression, you don't appreciate yourself, let go of what you feel guilty of. Learn to embrace and appreciate the little things in your life so that you can overcome depression. Always appreciate what you do, no matter how little it is. This is Youth Arena, and I have been your host, Cecilia Alice Sesay. See you next week. As young people, go through so many challenges, difficulties, and some tough situations that seem to be stumbling block to us achieving our goal. Oh yes, I know it's happening because I am a youth. But hey, in the midst of all those trials and others, we still have that young and vibrant brain that thinks about creativity, innovation, education, and entertainment. And for far too long, you have been looking for that platform to showcase all those things. Oh well, here is a platform that gives you the opportunity to voice out the problems that are affecting you in your society and to showcase your talents and innovative skills. Join the conversation on Youth Arena with Cecilia and Sesay every Thursday 5 to 6 p.m. on Freetown Television Network, Channel 35, as I bring you interesting stories and topics around